So it's a circuit, and I'm gonna read chapter 1. Um, yeah, so I'm probably going to have to leave a lot because my throat gets very easily, so I'll have to get water. And where my dad's home, I can't exactly bring it in my room. So, this is told in Sky's point of view, just if you're wondering. I waited for about a minute until the computer finished processing the confusing numbers I had entered. I wasn't a huge hacker, it was just something I liked to do for fun. I liked the puzzling codes and the hard thinking you had to do to be able to get into another computer. Of course, I had help. I couldn't do it all on my own. I rested my forehead on the cold wooden desk when the loading stopped. I sprung up immediately and watched intently as the pictures slowly came into view. Two girls, possibly teenage, surfing the internet, side by side. Ugh, boring, I said out loud as I closed the tab completely. What was so interesting about watching a couple of dumb girls probably looking up pictures of shirtless celebrities? There was no point. I stood up and stretched my arms, hearing a sound behind me. I turned around and picked her up, holding her in my arms. She started meowing loudly. Oh, Tuna, it's okay. I'll have your food ready right now, I said, laying Tuna down gently and sprinting down the stairs to fix her some dinner. I had almost forgotten. I know I'm irresponsible, but while I'm hacking, I just really lose myself. I came back up the stairs with her bowl and placed it on the floor. She immediately ran to it and began devouring the whole thing. I smiled and placed my hands on my hips. There was something I forgot to do. Oh yeah, video games. How could I ever forget that? I was about to switch on the system when I heard keys fumbling in the door downstairs. I groaned and ran to my sister's room. My sister, Lena, was 2 years older than me and used to protect me and stand by me through anything. I rushed to her room while she was opening a book. She looked up at me curiously. I took a few steps into the room. Dad's home, I said. She sighed and headed out the door and down the stairs. I followed behind her hesitantly. My parents were never the loving type. They were always fighting, and when Lena was 10 and I was 8, our mother died. Our father was always horrid, but after her death, he went completely mental. He left us on our own most of the time, leaving Lena to take care of me. He blamed it all on work, but we didn't care. It was better not having him around than him being with us and pulling our self-confidence down. Now, he went to bars, nightclubs, and parties every other day. He got drunk every single time and would attempt to beat us up, but hey, we went to high school. We knew how to defend ourselves well enough, and usually we would knock him out till morning, when he was sober again. Sky, Lena began, turning to look at me. Remember that, don't let him get too close because he doesn't know what he's doing, I finished for her. I know, Lena, I'm 18. She gave me a small smile and nodded, then proceeded down the stairs to my father, who was being carried by his friend Chaz. He was totally drunk, the foul stench of alcohol reeking from his saddening state. I sighed and put my face in my hands. Not again, I mumbled into my palms. Sorry, girls, said Chaz, starting to walk up the stairs. Don't worry, I'll take care of him. Chaz was like a second father to us, much better than a biological one. He actually cared a tad and helped us whenever we needed something. My dad had already passed out, so there were no worries. Lena placed her hands on her hips, watching my drunk father sternly. I hate what he's doing to himself, she stated. He'll kill himself. I sighed in agreement. I didn't want my father to get sick from all the alcohol. He was an arrogant drunk, but I knew it was because of my mother's death, and partially from the way he'd been raised. It wasn't his fault. I frowned as I thought about how much harm he was causing himself, but the thought of him gone didn't seem to bother me. That was chapter 1 of Sky, and there will soon be chapter 2.